Alright, Patreon exclusive behind the scenes how I make my WoW news videos. So what I do is obviously write a script, which I've already have written down, and then record the audio for it, which I've just completed. So now it's just the editing part. Whenever I do a WoW news video, I have like a setup template in Sony Vegas already. That way it's a little easier to do. Alright, here's the template. Basically the template is I already have the background set up. And a couple of things, preset text that I can just replace with whatever the news headlines are. As well as news from month to month. And music already pre-selected. And of course the intro pre-done. That way I don't actually have to do anything. This is what makes the news videos quick to make, is the fact that most of the visuals are just done already. So like setting up the visuals took a while, but once it's all in place, it's just like replacing things. So let me grab voice lines real quick. This will be WoW News number 25, and then I have to go in and edit the audio. In this video we'll go over all of WoW news from the past week and try to compress it into a bite-sized video. There we go. Alright, I'm not going to show all of the audio editing, so I'm just going to cut this part out. Alright, time for step 3, technically, the footage. At this part right here, this week's weekly event is Pandaria Time Walking. Pandaria Time Walking. So what I should do is look for some Pandaria Time Walking footage. Now I just have a crap ton of footage already pre-recorded, so Panda doing Warlock doing a panda dungeon. Here we go. I'm gonna be using this footage. Looks good enough. Just gotta do a couple of edits to it. Remove the audio track and cut off some of the fat. Bring it underneath this layer so it appears underneath the video, because you see it's just blank screen without it. And then apply the pre-done effect to it. News under, that way it fits perfectly within this square little window. And there you go, footage. This week's weekly event is Pandaria Time Walking. Pandaria Time Walking. Also in this segment I talk about the Water Strider mount. So recently I got Water Strider footage for a different video. So I'm just gonna go grab that. Expit stuff while recording, and it should be all the way down here somewhere. Oh look, at these are the recordings for this video. Alright, where's the Water Strider at? There it is. Pandaria walking footage. Hopefully it's not laggy. I think I might have cut it because the walking was laggy or something. Oh wait, I don't gotta do this. I can just copy the event attributes from this video, paste event attributes, remove the audio track, trim off the beginning. Also, one of the pets from this event, the Infinite Hat, it's worth picking up. In addition to this week also has a PvP brawl in the form. It's worth picking up. In addition to the mounts and toys, if you are someone who collects them. Also, one of the pets from this event, with this event, you can buy rep tokens from the Time Walking vendor to get rep with Pandaria things, which includes Angler rep. Here it is. Angler rep, if you don't have a Water Strider mount yet, which is super useful. Also, one of the pets from this event. Alright, so what I'm going to have to do later on is I'm going to have to go into game and take like a screenshot of the Infinite Whelpling and then paste it in here. And then I'm going to put in the rest of the footage. The footage itself doesn't really take very long. It's just a variation of me going in and looking for footage. And if I don't have it, well, since this is a news video and I try to keep it not time consuming, if it's hard to get footage, I just won't include it. And instead, I'll just include this little piece underneath. It's my default one for talking, and then I'll just not include any footage. But I am going to get footage of the pet since I'm talking about it, and I have to go into WoW to do that, which will take a while. So, until the next part. Alright, finally on to the second to last part. Now that I have all of the visuals in, and little separators, which I'll show you what these are for in a second. I have all the footage in. It was not very hard since I don't do the footage for this to be complicated. The next step is just the text. So first I have to copy and paste what month it is, December 19th to the 26th. Since I started doing this back in like July or something, it's a good thing I decided to add month right here instead of having to constantly change it. Okay, December 19th to the 26th, good enough. And there's only 3 sections this week, so I don't need all 6 of these. So I'm just go to the top and remove these 3. There you go. And the first one is Panda Time Walking. Let me replace that real quick. Usually I have the notepad opened on my second monitor. The second one is Winter Veil. And the third one is talking about the Blizzard sale. Okay, almost done. Now, I like to have the words themselves be yellow while I'm talking about them. So first up, I'll go over here. I have these markers set in place already. It's basically telling me when I stop talking about my item and go on to the next one. So at this moment right here, I stop talking about Panda Time Walking. So if I just go up here and hit S to cut it, and then cut this, and then paste it back as a new source, I can just come in here and change its color to yellow, and then when it transitions,
Winter Veil continues this
it goes white again, and then I'll do the same thing for this one. Just cut it out. Literally just hit the cut button / cut, and then change it to yellow.
Like a speedier version of it. Winter Veil continues.
There, it's yellow, and then when
Blizzard
it goes over here, I should probably do this without having to do keybinds. What is the cut button? There it is. No, that's not it. Split, and then come all the way over here and split, and then click on this and cut, and then click on this and paste, and then change the color of it to yellow, and then double check.
This week's smaller YouTuber shoutout will be these presents. Blizzard has a sale on almost...
Yep, it's all good to go. Blizzard sale. Wait. Oops, I forgot to cut this off. I was like, wait, why is there a huge thing of empty space after the sale ends? That's like the end of the video. Then it's just the smaller YouTuber shoutout segment. And then the outro. Oh, right, I forgot to cut these as well. So let me just cut this off, because I have all the things by default like 5 minutes long, just in case. See, the cutoff point is about 5 minutes if you can look at it in the timeline. So yeah, just trim that off. And I also have the end card here. And the ending music over here. Next week. All done. And then the YouTube cards you do through YouTube, so it's nice to just leave a blank page right here. And the ending music is always the same exact sound file, which is like 11 seconds long or something like that. It's a random duration because I have the music cut off at like a natural cutoff point, instead of cutting it off like mid note or something. That's why it's at like 11 seconds, like 11.5 seconds instead of just 10 seconds. Okay, and that's almost everything. I say almost, because there's still one more thing I gotta do. I gotta do the fade-ins. 16 seconds, push right, and then just kind of stagger them a bit.
This week's weekly event is
That way when the words come in, they come in like one at a time.
This week's weekly event is Pandaria.
There we go. All done. And then what I would do is just watch the video again.
In this video, we'll go over all of WoW news from the past week and try to compress it into
to
a
make sure I
bite-sized
didn't accidentally do something.
This week's weekly event is Pandaria Time Walking. With this event, you can buy rep tokens from the Time Walking vendor to get rep with Pandaria things, which includes Angler rep.
Wait, I'm not going to watch the whole video on this thing. The video is done. I just got to render it out now, which I'm not going to do on this video. Instead, there's 2 more steps, I guess. There's uploading the video and then putting the stuff in the description, and there's doing the end cards, which is all like one button. I can probably just show that step too. But now let's do the thumbnail. This is also, I have a template for it. 00 news template. Okay, now I just need an image to go in here that perfectly describes what this video is about. And I don't really talk about anything. What, there's Wintervale and there's Panda Time Walking. Oh, I guess I can choose that pet. Here, I'll do that. Let me just go over to WoW News. I don't use Photoshop. I just use this program. It's a free program. It's easy to use and you don't have to pay for it. Called Photoscape. That's how I do all my image editing. It's good enough. If I need to do anything fancy with image editing, I just do it in After Effects, since I actually know how to use that. Bite-sized WoW news. And then just increase it to the correct size. There we go. And let me make sure I spelled that correctly by comparing it to an old one. Bite-sized WoW news. I gotta be double careful because I'm probably dyslexic. I have no official diagnosis, just an unofficial one I got from reading what does are you dyslexic online or something, because I spell words wrong a lot, and usually in weird ways. Like I'll just mix up an I and the Z and just put them in different places. It's weird stuff like that, so I just have to be super careful when I do these kinds of things, because people will harp on you like crazy if they find a spelling mistake. So as long as I'm super careful, I don't think I've really had a problem with it in a while. But in a lot of my earlier videos, there was always at least like one spelling mistake video. Just because there's no spelling check, no spell check in a lot of the image editing I do, or inside videos. I just gotta kind of make sure. Oh, I actually forgot to spell check these. I think I did that while I put them there, so I don't have to worry about it. But usually if the list is long, I'll take the entire list, you know, because this is the list I put in the video itself, you know, for the text, and I'll just put it into like a Google Drive to spell check it. But I don't need to do it this time because I made sure they were all spelled correctly when I put them in there. Anything that's gonna go on video, I spell check. Otherwise, I don't. So there's probably a lot of spelling mistakes inside the script itself. But that's fine because I'm the only one reading it. And I usually know what the word means if I misspell it. Okay, so I need to render out the video, and this is the thumbnail, and then I'll show the final part of the video afterwards. Alright, final step. The video is rendered out and uploaded. Now to actually do stuff with the description. I have a default description, just like I have a default stuff in the editor. Just some good old-fashioned lorem ipsum dolor sit amet. It's nonsense words. And just the social media stuff, just in case. Plus default descriptions that I've set up beforehand. So what I'm going to do for the description is just copy and paste this thing right here. It has the YouTuber shout out, information for the giveaway I'm doing for the video, plus the 3 things I talk about in the video, and then I'll just paste it here. That's not good. This sometimes happens with Notepad. Okay, here we go, and then I'm gonna have to fix all of my spelling mistakes. Giveaway was spelled wrong, equivalent was spelled wrong, loot boxes is fine, YouTube is fine, don't is fine, necessary is spelled wrong, involved is spelled wrong, and Wintervale is spelled correctly. Okay, so that's the description. I have the title set. Time to upload the thumbnail I created. WoW news, and here it is. There we go. Save changes. Now to add the end screen. I guess it hadn't saved yet. That's what the notification was for. Alright, now for the end screen. I'm just going to import it from my last news video. There we go. It's all set. Now I just gotta change a few things around. First up, this thing right here is for the YouTuber shoutout, which is Soul Breezy this week. So I just gotta put in his channel name. Soul. Alright. And the video, in the video itself, I mention a specific video. Air video. And I'll put it here, the Melancholic Adventures. Add a specific video. Alright. Let me just preview it. Yep, looks good. Alright, hit save. Okay, that's it. That's everything. Now I just gotta put it to public, because the video is not public yet. So, public, and save changes. There, the video's good to go. Alright, and that's everything involved in making a news video. Ugh. Pretty simple stuff when compared to how long it takes to make other videos. It usually goes a little bit faster. I only spent like a little bit longer on this than I usually do, just because I'm doing this little behind the scenes thing for Patreon.